Robbie, a battling 2-2 draw away to Cray Wanderers. It's safe to say, like on Saturday, a game of two halves.
Yeah, well, I watched the game and I was really disappointed in the way we played. Certainly for the first 60 minutes, we made so many wrong decisions in the final third, in the defensive third. And for me, it was just a poor performance, and I'm not taking anything away from the result. The lads showed great determination, great attitude and great quality in the last 30 minutes and belief. And we're trying to instill in that, and we're trying to keep making sure the lads know that, because I think when you've seen the last half an hour, it looked like, apart from one mistake that Jake makes off a goal kick where he lets the ball bounce and they get a resulting free kick to put the ball in our box, we looked like we were going to dominate the game until the end, and we did. But we can't keep doing them situations in terms of how we played in the first 60 minutes, because what disappointed me and Jamie was they looked as though they wanted it more for the first 60 minutes. And as a footballer and as a manager, that's not what I don't want labelled at my players. And I think the players can understand and accept that it looked like the case.
Well, it proves to show how strong the bench was tonight. We needed them. We had Isaac winning a penalty, Nathan doing very well to score the penalty, and then scoring an absolute worldie of a second goal. That's why you need it as a squad and not just a team, Robbie, isn't it?
Absolutely, but it's not only so much the goals, it's the way we played in the last 30 minutes. All the principles we tried to instill in pre-season, it worked. And I said to the players, listen, and I'm saying me and Jay are not this and this and that, but that's how we want to play, and we feel that if they buy into that, it can work. And I think we showed that again in the second half, with the chances we created. It's just frustrating. While it does feel like a win, and we're really pleased because that keeps the unbeaten momentum still going, we're just disappointed because of how we played. And if a team was playing better than you, which they were, to be fair, but we were contributing to that. And that's what we can't do. That's what we can't do. We've got to keep making sure that we do the right things and we do the right way we want to play. And I think you can see we're a young team. We're still learning, but I do believe we'll still get better.
Well, it's going on to the midfield. In the first half, it just looked like we was a bit weak in there, didn't it, Robbie? And I know you probably saw it as much as the whole stand did. Calvin wasn't his usual self tonight. Harvey put in an absolute shift. Again, he could have easily won the player of the match because he just doesn't stop running and trying, and he's spraying the balls left and right.
Yeah.
Sam Dedekwa was struggling a bit on the left, but when Sam went into the centre, when you made the subs, he looked much more comfortable, didn't he?
Yeah, I think as the game grew on as well, he went on that right side, which he's probably more comfortable with. Isaac comes on, gives you such pace and penetration and quality, but he's only just 18, and we didn't want to kill him, and it's like we've got to use the squad, and we felt the team we put out was good enough, and I think it would have been good enough if we'd have done the right things and the basics right in the first half. And I just typified, because I spoke to Tom Bragg in there and I said, Tom, you've been amazing since you've been at this football club, but tonight I thought it was one of the worst performances he's done. And I said that to him, and I think he agrees on it. And he's such a great lad, and when I'm saying it about that, I mean, because I think the world of him and I know how good of a footballer he is. And he just typified that. But listen, we need people on the bench to dig us out, and not only Nathan, players who come on off the bench contributing in every way. And that's how it has to be. And what we don't want to do is keep going 2-0 down. We've got to be better.
Yeah, so I've had a few comments tonight asking just about the situation with Bradley. He's not been in the squad again.
Yeah.
Is there any update on Bradley?
Simple. He's nowhere near fit enough. He's too big. We tried to give him 7 weeks of pre-season. It hasn't happened. And now all of a sudden there'll be a cut-off point to whether Brad makes it or doesn't make it. We know what the players there. We know what they're. But what we can't keep doing is waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. There's got to be a cut-off point, because I've got to be respectful to all the other players or players that we might look to bring in. So why, when he's been given 7 or 8 weeks, and I'm not being criticising him, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
He's not doing enough at the present moment. That might change, and I hope it does change, but he's not doing enough at the minute, and that is 100% correct.
Well, I'm sure the fans appreciate the honesty as always.
Well, what's the point in lying? There's no point in lying.
Well,
it's frustrating for me. I think you can tell in my voice, because he can unlock defences when he's fit. And right now, he's not fit enough to do himself justice.
Well, we're going on to Averley, another 3G pitch on Saturday.
Yeah.
changes made?
Well, listen, we'll have a look. We'll dust down. We'll see what the injuries are like. Hopefully, there's none. But there's, they're a good side. I went to watch them on Monday. They've got a lot of energy. They've just come up so that they've always been used to winning, which is good to have a winning mentality, and that's what we've got to instill in our players. But it's going to be a tough game, and I've said to the players in there, they're no mugs, and we've got to go with the right attitude that we had in the second half. And if we do that, we can be a match for most teams. And you don't know what the result's going to be, Pete. But if you turn up like we did in the last half hour with that application and that attitude and quality, we will create chances and hopefully we'll score goals.
Well, I think a special mention for the fans again, coming out
Brilliant.
on a Wednesday
Absolutely
night.
Brilliant.
And you heard them singing to get us back in. And I think that did have a part to play, because you can see the players started to bounce off the fans were bouncing off the players. A message for them?
No, just listen, there's no message needed. It's just total appreciation for the fans. They're amazing. They follow us all over the place. They're very vocal, they're very knowledgeable. And it's just nice for them, because like I said to the dressing room, it felt like a win at the end, Pete. And hopefully they're going home with a smile on their face, knowing that we can't play quality all the time, but what we've got as well in abundance is a bit of a battle and quality, and a bit of resilience, whatever it is. Resilience. Sorry, and that normally stands you in good stead.
Well, Robbie, see you on Saturday. I can see you want to get